Hello YouTube and welcome to a brand new episode of Movie Time with Wes. This is a show where we talk about the movies I recently watched on disc, as well as my recent finds, thrift stores, Dollar Tree, any other places you might find movies. I'm always out hunting for movies and trying to build up the collection. So let's go ahead and get into this show. If you're new here, welcome. Think about subscribing if you like the videos, and let's get into it. First, we'll do the movies we watched. First one here was a Dollar Tree pickup, and this is the movie Spooky Town. And this movie is from, I believe it's from the early 2000s at some point. The kids on the front, these kids on the front of the cover here, they are not actually in the movie. This is some company that, I think it's like a Russian company that bought the rights to this movie and sort of repackaged it and tried to make it look more updated or something to that effect. But kind of a weird movie where some parents go on a sort of a weekend getaway kind of trip. Their kids throw a party. They're not supposed to have a party. The parents call. You know, they're on their way back from the trip and the kids are having this party, and like, oh, we gotta clean up. We gotta get all these people out of our house. You know, they're not supposed to be here. And then the parents sort of take this wrong turn and wind up in this crazy town where people are like zombies, and parents never get home, and the kids are worried, and they go out looking for their parents, and then the kids wind up in that same town, lost where their parents are. And it's just a wacky, weird, it's bad. It's a bad movie. It's almost so bad it's good. Definitely not something I would ever want to rewatch, but it was entertaining to see. It was definitely worth $1 for just the weirdness and the craziness and the ridiculousness of it. So Spooky Town, can't recommend it unless you just want to see something really bad. Next up is a 4K upgrade for me to my favorite movie of all time, and that is The Goonies. This was recently released in 4K. I got it for Christmas. Finally got around to watching it. Enjoyed seeing this in 4K. There's definitely an improvement over the Blu-ray. One thing I will say about this movie is it seems a little dark. Even in the scenes that are sort of outdoors, it just feels dark to me. I don't know why they made that choice when they did the transfer on this movie. It just feels a little too dark, like when they find One-Eyed Willie's treasure, the jewels and the gold don't really sparkle as much as you think they should, being 4K HDR kind of transfer. But it is better than the Blu-ray, so I will gladly keep this upgrade to my favorite movie, The Goonies. All right, next up, watch one from their Criterion Collection. This is probably one of the most popular Criterion Collection movies. You'll find this in thrift stores often, and that is the movie The Curious Case of Benjamin Button. Of course, with Brad Pitt and Cate Blanchett. I never saw this movie before. I didn't see it in theaters. I remember hearing about the sort of the premise of the movie, of someone who is born old and gets younger as they get older kind of thing. And yeah, on paper, that sounds like an interesting concept for a movie, but it's one of those ones where it's kind of what you would expect. The conflicts in the movie end up being the conflicts that you would expect to happen to someone who is living their life in reverse, so to speak. So it ended up being a pretty boring movie for me. It just didn't really. It was just, again, a movie that sort of gave you what you expected based on the premise. Didn't really have any surprises to it. Just kind of the things you expect to happen to someone who's living their life in reverse, they happen in this movie, and it's just at the end of the day, it just wasn't that interesting for me. So probably one of my least favorite Criterion releases, but it is a Criterion release, spine number 476. And that's the Curious Case of Benjamin Buttons. Okay, this next one is I thought this was 20th anniversary of Darren Aronofsky's Requiem for a Dream in 4K. I had never seen this movie before. I absolutely loved this movie. Excellent movie about it sort of shows 4 different people who have different addictions, and it sort of showing their process of addiction and how they get high and that kind of thing, and they all sort of interact with each other in different ways. Excellently edited movie, excellent cinematography. Really awesome movie. Definitely starting to learn that I really do like Darren Aronofsky movies quite a bit. Requiem for a Dream, 4K, 20th anniversary release of that. Highly recommend this. The picture quality is excellent on this. A really nice transfer on this, and really enjoyed watching this movie. So if you haven't picked this up, definitely a recommended pickup if you think you might be interested in that one. Next up is a classic that I've had on VHS for years and finally got around to getting on DVD, and that is the Roger Corman classic Eat My Dust with a Ron Howard in it. It also has Rance Howard in it as well. So Ron Howard plays this teenage kid. He is the son of the sheriff, but he's kind of a rebel. He's kind of rebelling against his father. He's into fast cars and driving fast, and he's always getting into trouble with his father because he drives fast. And he ends up going to the races, the local stock car races, and ends up meeting this girl there, and he's kind of interested in the girl, and he's like, the girl's like, I like to ride in fast cars or whatever, and he's like, oh, I can take you for a ride, and points to his van that he has that he uses to do his job of stocking paper towels in restrooms. And she's like, I don't want to ride in that. And then she points to one of the race cars, says, I want to ride in that. And so he sort of finds his way to steal one of the race cars, picks up the girl, she hops in, some of his friends hop in as well, and they go on this wild chase across country, with the local law in sort of chasing them around, and they go to various places. A fun movie. I really do enjoy this movie. As I said, I found it on VHS in a store called Media Play many years ago, as sort of like a discount bin kind of thing. I like this movie a lot, so it's nice to have this on Blu-ray, or not Blu-ray. It's on DVD. This movie is not on Blu-ray. It's only available on DVD. A very obscure Ron Howard movie, Eat My Dust. Definitely recommended if you think you might be interested in this. It's just sort of a fun Smokey and the Bandit-ish movie, but a little bit of a different plot, and it's got Ron Howard in it. And the last thing we watched on disc before I get into my finds, this is an HBO Films titled All the Way, LBJ and MLK. I had never seen this before. I don't even think I ever heard of it before. Bryan Cranston plays LBJ. Excellent movie. I was really impressed with this. This is a political piece talking about LBJ. It starts off right after JFK is shot, so he's kind of inherits the presidency at that point, and it mostly deals with LBJ and his story of who he is as a person and his trials and tribulations of trying to be a good person. And it definitely made me respect LBJ more as a president, because I wasn't alive during that time, so I really don't know who he was. But yeah, an excellent period piece. Really enjoyed watching this, and definitely highly recommend it if you happen to find it. 2016 is when this was made. Really good. All the Way, HBO Films. So that is a recommended one, and the most recent one we watched. So let's go ahead and get into my finds. As I said, these are thrift store finds, Dollar Tree finds, maybe a couple of Walmart finds, stuff like that. First one we got here, we got an upgrade copy. This is the Blu-ray for Karate Kid, the original movie. Yeah, I think because of the popularity of Cobra Kai, Walmart had this on sale for like $6. So I went ahead and grabbed the Blu-ray of that to have an upgrade copy of that. So that was a nice find. These next are some thrift store finds here. Anthony Hopkins with Hearts in Atlantis. Don't think I have seen this movie before, but I look forward to checking it out at some point. Another classic that I have not seen before. This is the 100th anniversary Universal special release of Fast Times at Ridgemont High. It's got this nice little slipcase kind of packaging to it. So I thought that was neat to pick up. And most of the thrift stores around here, they're usually $1 or less, anywhere between 50 cents and $1, so really reasonably priced. Here's a documentary that I just sounded interesting called The Human Experience. Yeah, don't know much about this, just the synopsis sounded interesting. If you've seen this documentary before, let me know what you thought of it. Here is a Jim Jarmusch film, so I want to pick his stuff up when I see it, want to get into watching more of his stuff. This is Bill Murray in Broken Flowers. Yeah, so Bill Murray, Jim Jarmusch, thought it would be an interesting movie to check out. So grab that one. This next one was I believe a Walmart pickup. I've heard people talking about this movie last year and saying it was pretty good. I never got around to watching it, so one day when I was shopping, I went ahead and grabbed it, and that is the movie Words on Bathroom Walls. Kind of a coming-of-age teenage movie. Thought I would go ahead and check it out. Charlie Plummer, Andy Garcia, Taylor Russell, and Ania Sophia Robb. It's certified fresh on Rotten Tomatoes. Thought I would check that one out. Next one is a classic, when Walt Disney presents Tuck Everlasting. Patrick Swayze in Red Dawn, 2-disc collector's edition of this. A nice slipcase on that. And then a nice concert DVD here, Def Leppard's Rock of Ages. So that was a nice concert find. Next up, something I saw in theaters, but I haven't seen since. I thought I'd go ahead and add it to the collection and watch it again at some point. Reno 911, the movie. I did really enjoy Reno 911, the TV show. Always enjoyed watching that one. Here's a movie I heard about, but I don't think I ever actually saw. Sounded like an interesting movie. And that is Taking Woodstock. Next one, another concert DVD. This is Roger Waters in the Flesh Live. I do collect vinyl and CDs, so I do pick up a lot of music-related DVDs and stuff when I find them in thrift stores. This was a really awesome find. I spent $4 on it, but I think it's worth it. Pink Floyd, London, 1966 and 67. Yeah, really cool live Pink Floyd set here. And unfortunately is missing its booklet, but it does have 2 DVDs, so should be a good amount of music on there that I will enjoy seeing and listening to. Here's a nice collection of Saturday Night Live. 4-disc set. You got Steve Martin, Chris Farley, Christopher Walken, and Tom Hanks. So they're sort of best of SNL discs. Usually find these in singles, but to get 4 in 1, I thought that was a good deal. Here is a Jackie Chan movie that I had never heard of before. Who knows how long he's in it? But this is the movie Wheels on Meals. Seemed like more of an obscure release, so look forward to giving that one a try. Next movie, Larceny. Don't know anything about this movie, but it just had an interesting synopsis, so I thought we'll give that one a shot at some point. Here's one that came out a few years ago. I think it won some Academy Awards. I definitely just never got around to checking it out, but it seemed like a good movie, and that is Daniel Day-Lewis in There Will Be Blood. It's kind of a cool Western kind of, I don't know how to put that movie. This next one I talked about in a recent episode. Some friends let us borrow the 2D version of this on Blu-ray for Christmas time and enjoyed watching it. It's definitely a movie that, as I said, it definitely is meant to be watched in 3D. And I found a 3D DVD of it, and that is The Polar Express. So for 75 cents, decided to go ahead and pick this up in 3D on DVD just so I can have it in 3D and watch it in 3D. So I look forward to seeing that one. This next one is a surfing movie. I've talked about surfing movies in the past. I'm not a surfer. I don't like surfing. I tried it and it's not for me, but I do enjoy watching surfers. And this is a women's surfing movie called The Modus Mix. I thought I would give that a shot as something to watch. Next movie, Bulworth. Hadn't seen that one in a while, so thought I would go ahead and grab that, add it to the movies to watch. This one was recently released in the Criterion Collection, another Jim Jarmusch film, so you probably know what it is. Haven't picked up the Criterion of it yet, but I found it on DVD in a thrift store, so I thought, yeah, what the heck, we'll go ahead and grab it. And that is Ghost Dog with Forrest Whitaker in it. Live by the code, die by the code. Another music concert DVD here. This is Sting, this is the Brand New Day tour. And I actually got to see Sting on this tour, so it's cool to find this DVD and have it and sort of relive that concert. It's been over 20 years at this point, so but yeah, really glad to have found that one. Late in the tour is when he came here to my hometown. Here is an Ellen DeGeneres comedy special titled The Beginning. Comedy special for the ages. Go ahead and grab that one. Here is a something related to Matthew Shepard. This is from HBO, I believe. The Laramie Project. These next couple, I've decided I want to get Everybody Loves Raymond on DVD and watch the whole series, because I like Ray Romano, and I've watched some of the show, but I haven't seen it all. So whenever I find them in thrift stores, I pick them up. So we have season 1, Everybody Loves Raymond, and season 8 of Everybody Loves Raymond, and I also previously found season 7 of Everybody Loves Raymond. So I basically need 2 through 6 to complete the set. But when I find them in thrift stores for a couple bucks, I will grab them and slowly build up that collection so I can watch the whole series at some point. This next one is the new Ghostbusters movie. Found that at a Second and Charles for $1.95, so I thought I would go ahead and grab that because I never did get around to seeing it. Heard very strong mixed reviews on that, but thought I'd check it out. This one is also from Second and Charles, the Fast and Furious 6. Never saw this one either. Kind of fell off the scene as far as the Fast and the Furious movies for a while there, and trying to get caught up on them. This next one is a blind buy. Just had an interesting synopsis to it, and seemed like more of an obscure movie that I never heard before, and that is the movie Interiors. Okay, we're getting into some Dollar Tree finds. These are from the January Dollar Tree drop. First one I got here is Mystery Science Theater, Undead. I think these are from January. These are from Orange Park. These might have been from the 2nd December drop. We were in a store. I was just in there to pick up some random things, and they happened to still have a bunch of movies. And here where I live, the movies go pretty much instantly, so they don't stick around too long. So it's hard to tell, but found some new movies that I hadn't seen before locally here. Sort of 2 documentaries of The Who, the band The Who. So that was a neat one to find at Dollar Tree. As I said, I always like picking up music-related ones. Here's a TV series that I've heard of, but I never actually watched. So I thought, if I have it on physical media, I probably will get around to watching it at some point. I'm more likely to get around to watching something if I actually own a physical copy of it. So that is the TV show About a Boy. Season 1, which I don't know if there ever even was a season 2 of that. Here's a comedy special from Dennis Leary, Douchebags and Donuts. So I do like Dennis Leary, so I look forward to checking that one out. This is one I saw people picking up in the Dollar Tree hauls, so I decided to go ahead and grab it for myself, and that is The Griddle House. Seemed like an interesting synopsis. Sometimes you don't find your family finds you, so it's centered around this sort of diner, and it seemed like an interesting one. It has Luke Perry in it, so we'll check that out. Next one, still from the Dollar Tree. This one's had an interesting synopsis as well. The movie Shortwave. Okay, this one just made me laugh when I read the tagline on it, and I had to buy it. Dollar Tree movie. This is the movie Sheborg. So if you can't read the tagline on it, part woman, part machine, total destruction. Sheborg. So yeah, I couldn't leave that one behind. Had to grab it. Too funny. This next one, comedy one, says from the guys behind Step Brothers, we have the Virginity hit. So I thought I'd give that one a try. This next one I found, I was really happy to find this one. I had been on the lookout for it. I saw other people pick it up, and I definitely wanted to grab it. This is IFC Films presents A Decade Under the Influence. So it's a documentary all about 70s movies and how the sort of movie making scene changed in the 70s. It got a lot more stylistic and a lot more action oriented and a lot more just different in how things changed in the 70s as far as movies go. So really looking forward to seeing this one. I was glad to finally find it, as I did want to find it when I saw other people picking it up. This next one sounded like an interesting one. It's Sony Pictures Classics. I tend to pick these up whenever I find them at Dollar Tree, and this is the movie Wild Grass. Definitely wanted to grab that one. This next one I got just because it's got a lenticular cover, and I'm a sucker for lenticular covers. Seems like sort of a horror kind of thing. This is The Signal. Hopefully, hopefully you can see the lenticular cover there, but grabbed that because it was a lenticular cover, and I think this is the last Dollar Tree I have for this month. This is the only Blu-ray I think I have. This is the one, Dark Was the Night, with a nice slip cover on it. Saw other people grabbing this one as well. Wanted to grab it for myself. So here we are for the last stack of stuff here, and I might be wrong. There might be some more Dollar Tree movies here. This first one here, though, is a thrift store find, the 80s movie Girls Just Want to Have Fun. Never saw this one before. Helen Hunt, Sarah Jessica Parker, and Shannon Doherty. I think this is an 80s movie. Yeah, 1984. So, yeah. Check that one out. Girls Just Want to Have Fun. Okay, yeah, these are Dollar Trees, and I think these are local January drop finds. So these are definitely January drops from the Dollar Tree. Or I think this first one is not. This first one might be a thrift store find. It's still sealed though, and that is the movie Surfwise. It's a documentary about this family who raised their kids, and they had a large family. I think a lot, if not all of these kids were adopted, and they raised their kids very differently. They surfed every day. They lived in this motorhome. Just kind of an interesting documentary. I remember seeing a preview for it Thought it would be an interesting movie and finally found a physical copy of it, so I will watch that at some point. So these next ones are definitely Dollar Tree finds. First one we have here is Michael Douglas and Diane Keaton in And So It Goes. So definitely with those two people in it, I would definitely want to see that. Check that one out. This another one I saw other people picking up. It's got Bill Skarsgård in it, and I wanted to grab it for myself. Battle Creek. Seemed like maybe it would be an interesting watch. Has some potential. Okay, so this next one I have to share is a Terrence Malick movie that I hadn't ever heard of before, and I've been enjoying Terrence Malick movies recently, so I thought I'd go ahead and grab this for $1. Being at the Dollar Tree, maybe it's not a great Terrence Malick movie, but we'll give it a shot. It's got Ben Affleck, Rachel McAdams, and Javier Bardem in it. This is a movie titled To the Wonder. And it is on Blu-ray, so that's nice. So we'll check that one out at some point. This is one that's been out and about over the past month. Seems like it's been out for a year now as far as the Dollar Tree drops, and I've never been able to find it. Finally got around to finding this one. I was glad to finally find it in the Dollar Tree. Glad I didn't succumb to having to buy it on eBay, and that is the Road Warrior. Classic Road Warrior movie on Blu-ray, so I was glad to finally get that one in the Dollar Tree drop. This next one looked like a funny movie. Owen Wilson, Zach Galifianakis, and Amy Poehler in Are You Here? Saw a lot of copies of this out in the wild and in a lot of people's videos, so that one was a pretty popular one in the Dollar Tree drop. This is one that I passed up on originally, but ended up getting just to check out. It's kind of a rock and roll. It's a rock and roll movie titled The Perfect Age of Rock and Roll. This next one is Pitch Perfect meets Mamma Mia. This is Walking on Sunshine, featuring the greatest hits of the 80s. So I'm definitely a fan of 80s music, and I thought I'd give that one a shot. And then last but not least, one final Walmart pickup. I saw this one and thought, yeah, I need to upgrade this. And this is a Blu-ray upgrade. Roger Rabbit. Classic movie here. Glad to pick that one up on Blu-ray. So those were the movies we watched recently, and some quite a bit of new finds for me. Thank you very much for watching. Please leave me a like if you like the video. Leave me a comment down below if you've seen any of these movies. Tell me what you think of them. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe. Have a great day, great night, and we'll see you at the movies. Cheers.